my YouTube channel and my Bookstagram, and today we'll be doing a massive book haul. I've got a few books here, well, not quite a few, a lot. Let me just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I've got 28 books to get through today. And I'm just going to say most of these are from a collection. Some of these are from a charity shop, and then some of these are also from Waterstones and other bookstores. So I'm gonna mix and match. I'll tell you where I got them from. So let's get into it. The first one is a hardback. It's Dan Brown, The Last Symbol. I've read a Dan Brown book before and I loved it so much. I got this from a charity shop. So I think it goes, it follows Robert Langdon in Washington. He receives a mentor, Peter, and there's basically a kidnapping, and let's have a look. So yeah, it's just about what happens in the most powerful city in America, and it just follows the story of him and his mentor, who is kidnapped. Robert realises that his only hope of saving his friend's life is to accept this mystery, summons and follow where it leads him. So it's basically trying to find where his friend is and save his life. So I can't wait to read this one. I just hope it's as good as the Dan Brown's Origin that I've read. So yeah. And then the next one I also got from the charity shop was Circle. I've heard a lot about this book. I've seen it around, so I just thought I'd give it a go. It's about in the house of Helios. I don't know if I'm saying that right. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologise. God of the sun and mightiest of the Titans, a daughter is born. But it's just about the God of sun and obviously the daughter who is exiled. So yeah, can't get like. Ooh, Tom Holland's read this. Ooh, didn't know he read that. So yeah. And then I've got The Body. It's just the universe and the science about the body. I've seen this around and I just literally can't wait to give this a whirl. I also got this from the charity shop. I've got this to Be Love and Be Wise. Drowned or murdered, a young man vanishes without a trace. The adventure of Leslie was not a particularly fortunate happening for the village of Selcott St Mary. All of the people who loves his touch, few were really glad of his coming. The American photographer possessed an almost inhuman beauty, sometimes not quite of the world of men, and his presence absorbed violent emotions in the small community. Then one spring night, his disappearance close to the river, a case of missing, presumed drowned, and Detective Inspector Grant is sent to the village to search for the young man's body. Although he is not sure of murder suspects, Grant is deeply puzzled, as Leslie has vanished like someone performing the Indian rope tucked in an English meadow. I haven't seen this one or heard of this one, but when I looked at it, I thought, and I read the blurb, I thought, oh, I'd give that a go. It's small, it's, yeah, it sounds like a good read. And I also, did I tell you, I put this on the charge shop. And this one, I also bought from the charge shop. The Persian Princess. A country divided as struggle for the crown, a family at the centre of power. 1657, the youngest daughter of Oliver Cromwell, 18-year-old Frances, is at the heart of the English new court. So basically it follows the princess and whether she's gonna basically make a choice whether she takes the crown or not. So I shall let you know. And I've been dying for this book, Moby Dick. Obviously I'm not gonna go into much detail about this one because most of us have heard about Moby Dick. Literally, yeah, I've wanted to read this one for a while. No, I seen it in the charity shop and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get this one. I literally can't wait to read it. So yeah. The next one is The Butterfly Room by Lucinda Riley. Now I think if I remember right, I have read some of her books before, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, it's Posey is approaching her 17th birthday, still living in her beautiful family home, Admiral House, set in the glorious Suffolk countryside where she spent her childhood catching butterflies with her beloved father. Posey knows she must make the decision to sell it. Then a face appears from the past, Freddie, her first love, who abandoned her and left her heartbroken 50 years ago. Already struggling to cope with the problems amongst her grown-up children, Posey is reluctant to trust in Freddie's renewed affection, and unbeknownst to Posey, Freddie and her house have a devastating secret to reveal. I'm actually looking forward to reading this one now. So that is what this one's about. The next one I also got from the charity shop, Haven't They Grown? Flora lives near here. We haven't spoken in 12 years. I wonder what she looks like now. All Beth has to do is drive her son to his football match, watch him play, and then drive home. But the knowledge that her former best friend lives nearby is she parks opposite the house are still there when Flora and her children return home. 12 years ago, Thomas and Emily were 5 and 3 years old. Today, they look exactly the same. They haven't changed at all. How is that possible? Beth knows it isn't. Yet she also knows what she saw, and that it was real. And having seen it, how can she forget? So, I think this is about how that sounds sort of interesting. Now I've read the blurb out loud. I'm not sure about this book, but I will let you know what I think. So, Sovereign by C.J. Sampson. I've read one of his books before, Cumberland. I wasn't too sure about it, but I've seen this again in the charity shop, and I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to give this a go and see what happens. It's set with King Henry again. Lawyer Matthew and his assistant Jack are in legal work proceedings, local petitions to the king, but the murder of York, so basically there's a murder, and they're just trying to figure out what happened, and so yeah. And then I have Paris, also again, charity shop. Look how massive. This is Paris. It's a epic novel of the City of Lights. City of Love, City of Splendor, City of Terror, City of Dreams. It just follows 4 families across centuries, from the noble line. So basically, yeah, it's just about 4 families who live obviously in Paris and how they've lived across the centuries, so it should be a good one. Let's spice it up, shall we? I'll do 3 from Waterstones. 2 from Waterstones in this pile. So we got this one yesterday, of Touch of Darkness. I'm liking the cover. Show you the cover. The cover is so pretty. Yeah, so I'm not too sure about this one, but I like the cover, so I thought, do you know what, I'll have to get it and just give it a go. So yeah. Another one from Waterstones is The Daughter of Moon Goddess. And I've seen this for a while and I wanted to pick it up, so I picked it up. So yeah, it's about a daughter who has to go and rescue her mother. That's all I'm going to get into. But yeah, I thought this cover as well was such a pretty cover. So I'll let you know what I think. Another 2 from this pile are from... Oh no, one's from the charity shop. It's Jojo Maya's Still Me. I haven't read any other books, but like I said, I thought I'd give this one a go. Charity shop, you know. Oh, before I forget, some of these books that are from the charity shop, I got 2 for £1, so that's why there's so many books from the charity shop, because of the deal. Lou Clark knows too many things. She knows how many miles lie between her home in New York and her new boyfriend Sam in London. She knows her employer is a good man, and she knows his wife is keeping a secret from him. What Lou doesn't know is she's about to meet someone who's going to turn her whole life upside down, because Josh, who remind her so much of a man she used to know, that it will hurt. Lou wouldn't know what to do next, but she knows that whatever she chooses is going to change everything. That sounds really interesting actually, and I can't wait to read this one. And then this one, I think a lot of you have heard this or have read this. It's The Secret History. I've keep picking this up in Waterstones, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna get it. I'm not gonna read the blurb because I think most of you guys have read it or have heard of this book, so can't wait to read this one, and I'll tell you what I think. The next one I got, so in this next part I'll tell you where I've got it from because it's a bit mix and match. This one also from the charity shop, Shattering Place. It's a true crime sort of novel. Simone survives a massacre, but someone still wants her dead. So it's just following Simone, who survives this awful thing in her life, but you know, she knows that someone still wants to kill her, and that, you know, is not the best. So can't wait to read this one. Next one is from Waterstones. It's Wuthering Heights. So yeah, I've always wanted to read this one as well, but I do like this cover. I'll show you the cover. I'm guessing most of you know what this book is about, so I ain't gonna bore you, and I know this video is getting as long as it is, so I don't want to be reading all the blurbs to you guys. So yeah. Next one is also from Waterstones. It's Miriam Keyes, Rachel's Holiday. I know you guys, a lot of you have heard or read this book or read some of the author's books before, but literally this was like £4. But I did read the blurb and it sounds really interesting, so this, I'm going to read it. If you read any of her books before, let me know and give me a thumbs up and tell me what you think. So, heads up, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 books to get through now. So we did the most of it. And if you fancy going to get a coffee or tea, which I should have done, I should have got a drink because I am thirsty, but don't know my lesson, do I? And I'm going to carry on. So the next one up is The Phone Box at the Edge of the World. Just take a moment to have a look at this cover. How beautiful is this cover? It's so beautiful. So moving unforgettable novel inspired by a true story. We all have something to tell those we have lost. On a windy hill in Japan, in a garden overlooking the sea, stands a phone box. For years, people have travelled to visit the phone box, to pick up the receiver and speak into the wind, to pass their message to loved ones no longer with us. When Yui loses her mother and daughter in the tsunami, she wonders how she will carry on. One day, she hears of the phone box and decides to make her own pilgrimage there to speak to the people she loved the most. But when you have lost everything, the right words can be the hardest thing to find. Then Yui meets Taxi, a husband who's lost whose own daughter stopped talking in the wake of their loss. What happens next will warm your heart even when it comes as through it is breaking. Oh, I just can't wait to read this one and I'll let you guys know. The next one you guys have all heard, Exciting Times. I assume you've all heard of this, but it follows a woman who takes a gap year from Ireland to spend her parents' money. You know, she finds herself in Hong Kong teaching grammar, and then she makes money. She has all this love and everything coming her way, so this will be interesting. The next one, Waterstones. Forgot to tell you where I got this from. This one is also, I think, from Waterstones because it's got the sticker. Her last holiday. One retreat, 3 victims, no escape. Sounds interesting. So it follows 3 victims who go to a retreat, but something goes wrong. So yes, I'm just worried about time. So yeah, that's what this is about. I also know some people have heard of this one, Open Water, also from Waterstones. I got what do you call it, recommended this one, so yes, I can't wait to read this one. I like how the cover is smooth and glossy, and I also like it that it's got basically this cover and then this section here too. And this one also from Waterstones, I believe. Well done. It's a classic that Kim Namjoon from BTS has read, I believe. So yes, I shall be reading this one. And then the other one I got from the charity shop is Crow Lake. Just again, cover is stunning. So yeah, it's just yeah. And then I got Yeonmin Park, In Order to Live. So yeah, it's a autobiography about how she escaped North Korea, and thought it'll be interesting to read. And then I got a poetry book, The Piece of Wild Things. So yeah. Then I got this Sleepless Nights. So yeah, it's just. Then I also got another. Let me just take this sticker off. C.J. Sampson's book. So yeah. I thought, like the other book I thought I'll just give him another go. I like to give all of us 3 tries. So yeah, let's see how it goes. And then the last book, promise this is the last book guys, is Stephen King, The Last Mile. I loved his book. Which one did I read? I forgot which one I read. Anyway, I read one of his book. So it's in a prison along the lonely stretch of shells known as the Green Mile. Killers such as Billy the Kid Orton and the Possessed Edward, I don't know, and White Death strips in Old Spanky Guards. So it just basically follows two inmates who are in the Green Mile of a prison. So yeah, I know this is pretty long and I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to take so long, and I'm sorry I didn't go into much detail about some books than I have, but that was because I just was more conscious about time and whatnot. So I hope you enjoyed my book haul. And I'll see you next time. Bye.